Draymond's from the era of goons, goonadry. He got beat up by the big dogs that came before him. These kids, they talk about it, they listen to rap songs, they act tough, but basketball players do not fight.
You cannot have that behavior on a team, in a workplace.
Jordan Poole did push him first. Get
out of here. That was a
methodical.
chest to chest.
That was methodical. No, I'm saying like he did the chest to chest so that Jordan would push him. It was a setup.
But I have got to start with this video of Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole. I mean, Debo style.
Yeah, 100%.
Seriously, from the movie Friday. Now, we cannot show you the video because of the rights. TMZ owns the video, and we just can't show it, Bray. But this was abhorrent behavior.
I'll walk you guys through.
From Draymond Green.
Walk you guys through the video. Yesterday, they had a practice, little inter-squad scrimmage going on, and Draymond Green and Jordan Poole have been exchanging words. Been exchanging words a little bit in group text, etc. since the finals win. Obviously, Draymond Green famously triple single in that series, didn't play his best. Jordan Poole, notorious bald in that series. And Jordan's the one that's been rumored to get the max contract, not Draymond Green, the guy that's been there. So you see, as you notice if you've seen the film, the play happens, little jaw jacking going on. Draymond walks off to the sideline. As he's walking off, Draymond does what he does best. He continues to talk. Jordan Poole kind of talking, not too much. Draymond circles all the way back, still talking to him, and then he gets to a point where he puts his, chest to chest, but he put his shoulder in, Poole's chest, inciting a move from Poole. Poole pushed him off, and then that's when Draymond Green went on ahead and sucker punched him. But the thing, it's two things that I take from this. One, there's jealousy, because Draymond Green knows the clock is ticking. He knows the clock is ticking on him being there with the Warriors, him being there and being replaced by Jordan Poole. But the other thing is he knew he wanted to fight Jordan Poole. He knew it. Draymond's from a different era. Draymond's from the era of goons, goonadry. He got beat up by the big dogs that came before him, the Zach Randolphs of the world, the Jason Richardsons of the world, being from Saginaw and whatnot. He grew up in that era. Jordan Poole didn't grow up in that era, man. Jordan Poole grew up in this. These kids don't fight. These kids, they talk about it, they listen to rap songs, they act tough, but basketball players do not fight in this day and age. Look at Paolo Banchero and Devontae Murray. When Devontae Murray did all that in the baseline, Paolo Banchero is 6'10". He didn't want any smoke from the old guy. Jordan Poole, he didn't expect any smoke. He didn't expect a 4-time All-Star, a 4-time ring getter, a defensive player of the year, a leader for that team. He wasn't expecting this type of energy, wasn't ready. And then you see the rest is history. Draymond Green hauls off and hits Jordan Poole.
Let me add a couple of layers to this. Steve Kerr, quote from him, "There was a report that Jordan had an attitude in camp, and that could not be further from the truth. He's been fantastic." Steph Curry said this about Poole: "He's been great, and there's nothing that warranted the situation yesterday. I want to make that clear." The general manager of the Golden State Warriors, however, said, "Things happen. Nobody likes it. We won't condone it, but it happens." Draymond apologized to the team. Jordan was there in the room. As far as any suspension, punishment, fine, we will handle it internally. Not expecting to miss any games because of it. I will tell you this, that video was leaked for a reason. Somebody does not like Draymond Green within that organization. It was leaked, and it was leaked because somebody wants Draymond Green out of that organization. And I will tell you this furthermore, if I'm an owner or a head coach or a general manager of the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green would never play another game for my team. You cannot have that behavior on a team, in a workplace. Can you imagine if I hauled off and swung at Alan Longstreet or Derek Kevra or Jay Towers like that at Fox 2 at my job?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would happen?
Look what happened to Ron and Mario.
And can you imagine if you hauled off and just hit me like that, what would happen to you? You might be in jail. You cannot have that at a workplace. Professional sports or not.
Notice who talked about what it was truthfully and who danced around the issue. Steph talked about it truthfully because Draymond's had numerous outbreaks since he's been a Warrior. But it's worked. He's the leader. It's always responded to as, well, you need a guy like that. He's the pit bull. He gets everybody fired up. It's been responded to as this. Based on Draymond's play the last couple of years, especially in the NBA Finals last year, this was coming already. Steve Kerr doesn't want to be around Draymond Green. Steph Curry, that's his boy, but he understands the bigger side thing. But what matters is what the GM said.
Yep.
What matters is what the GM said. You know why the GM said things happen? It's because they understand if they want to go back and win this last championship on the last year of Draymond Green's deal, they need Draymond Green to do it. I don't care what you think about this man. After this season, they'll move forward from him. But it is a business deal. Draymond Green does the dirty work. He does the things that Klay doesn't want to do, that Jordan Poole won't want to do, that Steph knows he can't do. He does the leadership things, and he says things, and he keeps people accountable. Steph doesn't want to do that. Klay doesn't want to do that. Kuminga and Wiggins don't want to do that. That's the guy you need for that. And they know that in order to get this last ring, this last chance, because it's all breaking up anyway, they need him on the squad this year.
Jesse Adams says, Ryan, didn't you say yesterday you need guys like that on your team? Yes. And I was going on the information that we had at the time yesterday about Jordan Poole being a conceited guy that was throwing contracts in people's face. And there was a situation, a physical altercation. The words physical altercation mean so many different things. When you see that video, and you can see that video, you have a whole new set of facts that come out with that. So yes, with more information, the better informed my decision can be about it, my opinion can be about it, and I have done the 180 because we now have the facts, the video, the evidence.
Our boy Ryan Lentz in the back on our chat. He hit on the head. And this is the way I think about it. Look what Aaron Donald did in practice to his teammate. Took a helmet and swung it at him. They're still teammates.
That wasn't his teammate. That was a joint practice.
That was the Bengals. I think it was.
That was the Bengals. That was a joint practice.
My bad.
Yeah.
No, that was a joint practice. I said yesterday exactly what
I
this
still think they could get along.
Never. I could never look at that person the same way.
They won't be able to get along, and you'll see the friction there. And he's too young of a player. He's too young of a player to be able to play through this for one season. Now, if you're talking about a guy that's 7 years in, 6 years in, yeah, he still won't like Draymond, but he'll understand how to get around Draymond just for a year. It's going to be tough. But the thing about Draymond is this, and we know it, and we talked about it. The guy was upset at himself. The guy incited this whole thing. And just think about this. Just think about the kind of hate or the kind of dislike for yourself or your teammate that you got to have. How many punches have you seen thrown in the NBA against other teams? Don't worry, I'll wait. Outside of Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo, when they had their scuffle 3 years ago, when's the last time you've seen an actual real punch thrown by a player in the NBA to another player in the opposition? It does not happen like this. Is not
How
anything.
about LeBron against Stu?
This isn't. That wasn't real punches thrown. Those were pushes. And
they were chasing each other around the court.
Chasing each other isn't walking up on your teammate that you're supposed to be the leader of. You're supposed to be a big brother for. Walking up for him, setting him up to push you so that when you hauled off and stole on him, that you were justified. Everybody can say, well, Jordan Poole did push him first. That was
get out of here.
That was
a
methodical.
chest to chest.
That was No, I'm saying like he did the chest to chest so that Jordan would push it. It was a setup.
Yeah.
I know the game. I've been in fights where I wanted to fight somebody, and I knew how to set it up. Like you get in their face, you do a little something extra that's not that big of a move, but then they react to that. It's all about the guy who throws the second punch. So he set that up. No one does that against oppositions. Why would you do that against your own teammates?
Too many ifs as well. Too many ifs. Can you imagine if Draymond broke his jaw and he was out for 2-3 months?
As hard as he hit him.
Or if he knocked him out and he didn't fall against the wall and he fell and hit his head against the floor and killed him. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about this man is on the verge of generational wealth for his family, and you're doing that to somebody. I think that alone is a crime.
This is how you know that it's not charted territory, especially this day and age in the NBA and basketball or in practice, etc. Is pay attention to the video if you get a chance to watch it. None of the players were acting with any type of sincere, urgency. No player was moving towards the baseline with any urgency. No player thought that this would be a fight. People don't fight like this. Jordan Poole, even after the initial shove, he moves back and gets to a point where he's not even paying attention anymore because he doesn't think it's serious. That thing is crazy and it doesn't happen like that.
We'll talk more about